Hi, Paul. Hi. So I wanted to ask you, what drives the desire to make a sequel from a creative perspective?
Well, I think we really felt there was a special story that we could tell for Paddington. He's sort of going out into the world, and he's such a good-natured character. He's not a sort of traditional character with flaws and worries and anxiety. He's Paddington. As long as he's got a sandwich, he's happy. But we wanted to send him out into the big wide world. Last time, he sort of found a house, and he found a home, and he found a family, but he didn't meet the neighbours, he didn't see the world, he didn't see what the rest of London would make of him. And so we really felt there was a chance to see this little bear with his good, homespun, decent values in a sometimes quite big and scary and sometimes cynical world, and see how it took Paddington and how Paddington took to it.
I'm guessing you were very emotionally involved. How is this different from all your other work?
Well, I mean, it's lovely to come back to the Paddington universe, and this time I knew a little bit more about what I was doing. I knew what the voice of Paddington would sound like. I knew who the rest of the actors were. So it was nice to be able to revisit the world and expand on it.
Can you tell us a little bit about the casting of Hugh Grant?
Yes, well, it's just like Hugh plays this extraordinary creation, Phoenix Buchanan, who's this very vain, handsome, charming, narcissistic, faded actor whose glory days are behind him. We had this very awkward process of saying, "Dear Mr. Grant," so as we wrote to ask him to be in it, we've written this character with you in mind, and hope you don't take offence. But luckily, Hugh is the last person on the planet to take himself seriously, and is great at setting himself up and the whole profession of acting up. So he's a joy.
And what was it working with this, working with this cast from day to day?
It's a total pleasure because they're all so brilliant. So it really is a dream come true.
Would you do it again? Another sequel?
Oh, we'd love to do more. I mean, there are so many stories to work from, and he's such a great character. And I think if we find an audience for this, we'd love to make another film. I think it's just brilliant. I really think this is some of the best animation that's ever been done, and it's a real pleasure to see. There are moments where he's you cannot believe that he's not there living and breathing, and we owe a huge amount to Ben Whishaw, of course, who's the basis of the performance, and we spent hundreds of hours with him, not just recording his voice, but also watching his performance and working on the performance with him, and then of course the hundreds of amazing animators at Frame Store who really bring him to life, and every frame is handcrafted and worked on, and the difference between a raised eyebrow expressing excitement and joy and nervousness and fear and self-doubt is so minute, and it's only through their attention to detail that it comes to life. We sent Paddington on a real emotional roller coaster in this film. I feel very cruel. I know, because he's such a nice bear, and it seems me not just to let him have a sandwich by the fire, but it wouldn't be much of a film, I suppose, or it'd be nice for Paddington. And we really rely on that performance to hold you with him. And what's so exquisite is you stop thinking of him as a creation and start thinking of him as a bear, and that's a real testament to their skill. All of my background is sort of comedy and improvisational comedy, and so Simon and I write a script together, but then we really build on that enormously with the actors, and we're so lucky to work with these great people who aren't just good actors, but they're great comedians, and they really embellish and they improve, and they often rewrite the scenes, and we work on them for sort of weeks, and it's a joy to be able to use their talents and sometimes get the credit for it.